Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bonjour, ça va? It's me, the Lost Canuck, coming at you live and in person from the barbecue lab, which is also doubles up as my kitchen when we're not doing videos. All right, so hey, on today's video, got the cooking hat on, so you know we're gonna do some cooking. Plus, I don't have some tools in my hands, but we're gonna do a little repair on my brand new Grilla Chimp 2.0. Okay, had some problems with the controller, and so I called Grilla and told them, look, here's what's going on. I'm an engineer. The algorithm doesn't seem to be working right on PID-Mode. The Pro mode, no problem. The thing runs great. PID, there was when there was different variables introduced, it would go out of control. We would call it. So there was a problem. So they overnighted me a brand new controller. So I'm going to go throw that on. And what better way to check out the new controller? We're going to make some ribs. That's right. So besides firing up the old Chimp 2.0, I was over at Hagberg's over in Lake Elmo, and I asked Billy for the nicest rack of ribs he had. He sells only Duroc pork over there. So I don't know if you can see the marbling in this stuff, but it's really nice. I mean, the Duroc, I don't care what you say. Oh, there's a flap on there. Anyways, I don't care what you say. The Duroc stuff is really good quality. And I don't have to order it. I just go over to my local butcher shop and pick it up. All right. So, and there was a little flap of meat on there, so anyways, so we're going to take these pork ribs, Duroc pork ribs. They're baby backs, aka loin backs. They're very nice. And we're going to turn them into these delicious, juicy, tender, beautiful smoked ribs made on the Grilla Chimp 2.0. Stay tuned. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm not going to do any trimming. Billy, basically, yeah, he's already pulled the membrane for me, so thank you, guys over there. And see, that's where I just cut that little bit of skirt off. I'm going to just trim it just a little more off of that. Just going to burn up anyways. There, all done. Okay, so for binder, what I'm going to do is, yes, the Lost Canucks using some binder. Boom, boom, boom. Big catastrophe, I know. Anyways, you don't have to use binder if you don't want to. You skip to the next step. You put your rub on. I'm going to use some binder. I was over at my friend's Northern Grilling and Barbecue Supply in Minnetonka. Picked up this yellow sauce by Yes Dear Barbecue. And basically it's a fancy mustard sauce. You can use that as binder. Probably won't be able to taste any of this, but you know what? Makes me feel better using it. If things make you feel better, you should do it too. You don't need lots. It's just there to hold the rub on. Plus, you can see there's little spices in there I like. All right, ooh, it smells great. It smells tangy. Okay, so what we're going to do for the rub is we're going to use my friend Darren's Kickin BBQ. This is his honey chipotle rub. Darren's a local guy here in the Twin Cities area. He's probably out doing some competitions right now. But if you haven't checked out his channel, go for it. He's got a great channel too. I'm going to just use some of this Kickin stuff here. He makes good rub. And normally I use my Oprah smoking, but I'm out. And I haven't been able to get over to Northern Fire to pick any more up. All right, so we're just going to pat that in. You don't have to do this, but it makes me feel better about life. So I do it. All right, get the back. Okay, we're going to throw this into the fridge, let it dry brine for a couple hours, and then we're going to throw her out on the pit. But first, I'll see you down at the pit with my Phillips screwdriver because we've got to change out the controller. See you down there. Hey, well, we're down at the little Grilla Chimp 2.0, and here's that new controller they sent me. It's still got the plastic on it and everything. So I'll put that there. Let's get the old controller out. Now, I don't think I have to do anything there. Looks like it's a bunch of Phillips head screwdrivers times 4, or Phillips head screws. So let's pull it out. Let's pull this off and see what we got. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to need some side cutters to cut the... Okay, so that is probably your temperature probe, which is right here. Yeah, so I didn't have to do any side cutting there. It's just down here. Oh, I will. Just down here, the wires are all bundled together, but it looks like they use a molded plastic connector, so it should be pretty easy. Okay, well, I'm just going to cut through the zip ties. Now, I may have to move this inside soon because it's raining. In fact, why don't I shut this off, move it inside because it is raining. All right, well, we moved it inside, and I'm just going to cut these zip ties off. You can't really see what I'm up to. Try not to cut the wires. One more. You guys at Grilla are really into zip ties. Famous last words. All right, well, it quit raining, so I brought my little chimp back outside, and I got my controller all plugged back in. You just match like for like plugs in here, get her all set up. So let's take off the plastic on this one, and we'll see if I let any smoke out of it. It's really hard to put that smoke back in these controllers. And it's special smoke. I don't even know if they sell it around here. All right, so, well, the display came on. That's a good sign. Chimp 2.0. Hold the button for 6 seconds or to enter Wi-Fi setup. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off for a second. I'm going to set my Wi-Fi up, and then we'll turn it back on. All right, well, I got the Wi-Fi all set up. Simple process. The new controller is working, and we're in PID mode. So I'm going to put it in Pro mode so we get more smoke. Okay, so she's in Pro mode now. I like it in Pro mode because you get more wiggle on your cook, and you just get more smoke. So I just fired this thing up. It's starting to, I can hear the pellets plinking into the cup. I vacuumed everything out to do the change. So let's get this thing fired up, and we'll see what this little $500 grill can do on ribs. All right, we'll see you in a minute when it's time to throw the meat on. All right, well, we're just letting the little chimp warm up. Now, as part of the experiment, I've taken my 20% mixture of crushed pecan shells that I got from Dave Kleinman and mixed them in with the lumberjack pellets at a 20% ratio. So 4 scoops of pellets, 1 scoop of crushed pecan shells. You saw me do the little test on my Pi 1 Pro pellet grill. It's also my portable one. Worked fine there. Got extra smoke. Trying it out here. It looks like, well, now we're heating up. I got it set at 250, and it looks like we are getting some extra smoke out of here. So this auger is also a closed center with a square flight. So I know it worked on my Pi at 20%, so it should work here. So that's the next part of the fun experiment. We changed the controller. Controller works. Now we're going to check the pellets and the crushed pecan shells. Now, Dave's price has changed a little bit. Before I told you it was $25. It's really, now it's $35 because his shipping costs have gone crazy. So for 35 bucks, he'll send you a sack delivered to your door of 20 pounds of crushed pecan shells. You can mix them in with anything. And we're going to try that out here. So I'll go grab the meat. Let's get it thrown on. Well, I got the ribs out. And I got my little combustion ink probe here. And let's throw the probe into the ribs so I just kind of have a bit of an idea where we're at. Wow, they really sweated in nicely. I don't know if you can see that or not. Color looks amazing. It's some nice rub. So let's open this so I don't have to get the handle all gooped up. Let's get these on the chimp. See what happens. And I like to scrunch mine so they're a little more meatier. All right. Well, there we go. Meat's on. You can see my my temperature probe picked it up that it's cold inside. It's dropping. So I'll let this go for a couple hours. I'll give her a spritz after the bark sets up or the rub sets up. And then I usually spritz my ribs with apple cider vinegar and water mix every hour after that until they're ready to wrap. We're going to do this the traditional way. We're going to wrap them. We're going to glaze them. They're going to be good ribs. This, by the way, this is a little preview or a pre-run. So I know if I can make ribs here, when I go up to northern Canada to see my mom this summer, I can make tons of ribs for her up there with my little chimp. All right, I'll see you when it's time to wrap. Hey! All right, well, we're back at the chimp. It's time to wrap the ribs. I've been spritzing them every once in a while. Let's take a look and see what we got. Well, they don't look too bad. Still some decent smoke coming out of there. So let's pull these out and get them wrapped. We'll bring them into the house. I'm going to crank it up to about 300. Some nice color on there from the little chimp. All right, well, if you've never wrapped ribs, I like to use butcher paper myself. But what we're going to do is put some butter on the bottom. What I like to do is a couple pads. Then I like to place the bones like that. And then what I like to do is, you don't have to do this, you can do whatever you like, but this is the Blues Hog Champions Blend sauce. I like to sauce this up a little more. There we go. It gives a nice little flavor. And then I grab a couple more pads of butter. And bring that out and put it back on the grill. Now the meat side's down, so everything will soak into the meat side. So I'm going to throw it back out on the chimp, crank it up to 300. Next time you see me, it'll be time to slice in and see what they taste like. See you in a second. Hey, well, we're at the Grilla Chimp. It's been running at 300. I'm still getting some decent smoke from those pecan shells. The internal temp on my ribs has been reached. We're at 204 according to my little combustion meter there. So let's pull them off. I'm going to glaze them. I'm going to glaze them with this Hey Grill Hey Maple Bourbon Glaze. I've used this in the past. It's pretty yummy. So I'm going to pull them out, put them in the pan. Did you say pan or Pam? Anyways, put them in the pan. Let's check out, see what these things turned out to be like. So what I'm going to do is I'll paint some glaze on there and then put them back on the grill. And you just brush it on. Make sure all the surfaces are covered. And I'm even using the Hey Grill Hey gloves. Not that I'm sponsored or paid, but I like some of her Susie's products. There we go. All right, so it's at 300. So I'm going to leave it on here for about 10 minutes. And that'll caramelize and set the set that glaze, and then we'll bring it up to the cutting board and we'll chop into it and see what we got. So far, I've been pretty happy with this chimp, and the new controller is working flawlessly, and my pecan shells are working good too. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, well, as you can see, our glaze is set and tacked up. Color on these things looks really good. I think so, anyways. So for a little portable pellet grill, I think this thing's doing all right. Let's bring these upstairs. We'll sit them down on the counter for a few minutes, and then slice into them. We're still getting smoke at 300. So, all right, that's it. Let's head upstairs and chop into them after a little rest. Hey, well, we were just at the Chimp 2.0 there a second ago. We're upstairs in the barbecue lab, and I've been letting this rest, and the temperature is internally about 150 degrees, perfect for slicing. Look at the color on this thing. It looks really good. It's glistening, it looks juicy. So let's take a couple bones out of here and see what it's like. I can tell you it's tender. Wow, it smells amazing. Chimp got a little smoke ring on there, top and bottom. Doesn't look too bad. Very juicy. Yeah, you can see the smoke ring here all along the meat. It's still pretty hot. All right, so let's try a rib, see how it tastes, see how it pulls off the bone, and then we'll eat them for supper. Perfect bite. There's some of that pecan shell smoke on there. A little bit, very mild. It leaves you a sweet, nutty flavor. It just pulls right off. Oh wow, see? Pulls right off the bone. Okay, hang on a second. Man, I wish you could be here to smell and taste this. It smells and tastes great. So let's talk about the final thoughts and conclusions for this. There was a lot happening, so let's go through it step by step. My old controller, the PID-Mode, failed on it. I called up Grilla. They overnighted me a new controller, which I installed. It only took 10 minutes to install it. It wasn't so bad. You just got to remember, you got to write down which plug goes to which. And heck, I didn't let any smoke out of the thing. It all worked out well. So thanks, Grilla, for sending me that. Appreciate it. It was still covered under warranty. And again, for a $500 portable grill, it does a great job. Is it the best smoker I've ever had in my life? No. Is it the worst? No. So like I said, for 500 bucks, pretty happy. It's nice, portable, all that kind of stuff. So that was the Grilla story. The crushed pecan shells, I think, really helped the smoke level and texture, smoke level and taste of these ribs. So I mixed 20% crushed pecan shells that I got from Dave Kleinman. Again, not sponsored or paid. I'll leave a link below. And I mixed it in with my Lumberjack 100% hickory pellets. Okay, and the auger runs it through. Now remember, these augers that they use are a closed center, so it's got a shaft and it's got a square edge flight. Worked okay. In fact, I think I could probably go to a higher ratio, like 33%. But hey, baby steps first. That'll be another experiment. All right, so ribs, controller, pecan shells, everything worked out good. Look, if you're new to the channel, I'd like to say thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And consider hitting that like button if you liked the video and you got value from it and you learned something about the pecan shells or how to change the controller or whatever, or just how to cook ribs on a Chimp 2.0. And so, again, if you hit that like button, it really helps the channel. Consider, after hitting that like button, hitting that hype button. That really supercharges the video, helps YouTube figure out where this should go. All right, and then again, for all the new viewers, don't forget to I already talked about the like, but don't forget to hit that subscribe and notify me, the little ding, 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 and it'll let you know when I have new content out there. So I've got tons of stuff I cook on. Leave me a comment below on what you'd like to see me cook next on the Chimp. Doesn't have to be the Chimp. I got charcoal grills. I got pellet grills. I've got a drum smoker. I've got all kinds of equipment. Just leave me a comment what you'd like to see. Now, I know some of you guys were talking about my PK360. I got a video coming in the works for that. 2-zone cooking, actually on ribs again. So that'll be fun. All right. So if you liked anything you saw in the video, this is my shameless Lost Canuck plug here. If you liked anything you saw in the video, knives, gloves, cutting board, temperature, equipment, any of that stuff, don't forget to check out the Lost Canuck store below. I'll leave an affiliate link for all the stuff below. Now, it's an affiliate link. I do make a very small commission. Small is the key word, but it helps me buy ribs or rubs or glazes or things like that you've seen. Hey, and don't forget, check my page out on Instagram. I'll put the QR code up over here for my Instagram page. I post a little different things there, some previews from time to time, so you get a sneak preview of what's coming on YouTube. So check it out. I have a little over 1,100 subscribers or followers now on Instagram. So don't forget to follow me over there. Okay, and then don't forget, I just got my free bowl of soup with the hat.
This is the worst looking hat I ever saw. Well, you buy a hat like this, I'll bet you get a free bowl of soup, huh? Oh, it looks good on you, though.
Enough with the silliness. We're at the end of the video. Lost Canuck always says, don't forget, be kind to each other. Super important nowadays. It's getting a little chaotic, a little crazier out there every day. You know, just be kind to each other. It really matters. You don't know what other people are going through, what they're thinking, what's happened to them, what's going to happen to them, whatever. Consider cutting them some slack. I try and do it myself. It's hard to do, especially in the heat of the moment, but give it a shot. Be kind. All right. Lost Canuck says, take care. Bye-bye. Check out some of my other content. Love you guys.